Find out more about Paradigm Shift communities and Paradigm Shift Radio. Visit ParadigmShiftCentral.com. The following film is part of a bigger story about the ongoing evolution of consciousness. This story is intended to collectively entertain, educate, inspire, and help strengthen the grid. It is but a droplet in an ocean of many. Ripples create waves. Sincerely, Brendon Culliton, aka SkullBabylon, Neo-Gonzo journalist. On November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at Camp Rockmont near Asheville, North Carolina, hundreds of people gathered to take part in a consciousness-raising festival called 3 Days of Light. Those people attending were those who shared a common aspiration of self-exploration, curiosity, and a desire to see a brighter future. Plain and simply, this is about people seeking, exploring spirituality without needing to be religious. Along with guest speakers, workshops, and plenty of magic, it was about education, community, celebration, and co-creation. The festival was a call to a global community to create something beautiful together, and the people responded. I was there with my camera in hand to not only document the event but to experience it as well. As for myself, I've been making ongoing videos relating to this paradigm shift for quite some time. In 2009, I helped create the foundations for Paradigm Shift London, Ontario, Canada, a physical community that encourages open-mindedness, healthy living, and the evolution of consciousness. Along with looking inwards, we also seek to expand outwards by finding new ways to connect with those in our community. What began as one community has now become many. At the time of this video, there are 50+ Paradigm Shift communities across the globe, which anyone can get involved with. As part of the bigger story, I knew that the 3 Days of Light event was a calling I could not pass up.
So, who am I? I am SkullBabylon, aka Brendon Culliton, also known as the Werewolf, is the new thing I'm going with. And I am a gonzo journalist, and that means that where I go, I want you guys to be able to come along with me.
I began uploading videos to YouTube as I began my journey to keep others in the loop. This is a summary of the events leading up to the first day of the festival and where my previous videos left off.
3 Days of Light event is like, the way I see it, it's like a big family reunion, you know, in terms of like spirit, in terms of like a lot of the people there we're going to go and we're going to meet and they're going to like feel really familiar and stuff, and that's because they are kind of familiar. Those of you kind of know what I'm talking about. I mean, that's this idea, right? Like the veil is becoming thinner and we're beginning to remember that we already know each other as like unity, because separation is the illusion and this is about unhiding the truth. So
Shelby, come inside. Come on, Shelby. I'm going to 3 Days of Light. Come inside. Come on.
So obviously part of the reason for me documenting this whole process is the fact that there's a lot of you out there who would love to be able to go to the 3 Days of Light, but are unable to due to circumstance. So by all means, please feel free to live vicariously through the documentation that I'm doing. And the fun part is, I can't even promise exactly what's going to happen. Like, this is sort of the whole going into the unknown, go with the flow, living by example sort of thing. But by the end of it, I assure you that there's going to be some real magic in all this.
Good boy, Shelby. Good boy.
Upon saying farewell to my dogs, I took a bus from London, Ontario to cross at the border in Detroit. Unfortunately, I was stopped at the border because they found it hard to believe that I was volunteering, but I knew I was crossing for honest reasons, so with my second try, I made it through. Once in Detroit, I met up with Jay Gabriel Cavazos, who I would be working with to help livestream some of the festival events.
A lesser young man would have given up. A lesser young man would have said, oh, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back on the bus and go home.
Yeah.
And you know, forget this.
But I didn't.
But you didn't.
I knew.
Because you got really good senses and
I got a mission too.
And you're on a mission. You're a young man on a mission.
From there, we left to meet up with philosopher and fine artist Charles Gilchrist. The large majority of Charles's work relates around sacred geometry, a study of the fundamental patterns and proportions found all throughout reality, which he will be giving presentations and workshops about at 3DL. Charles is one of the leading voices on sacred geometry. Check out his YouTube channel to learn more on your own. On the car ride there, Charles, Jay, and I shared much conversation about sacred geometry and other fine aspects of life.
That's the whole structure, that's the whole root of sacred geometry, oneness. single-pointedness, unity, you know? That's the thing that holds everybody together in this whole expansion of consciousness that we're going through right now. That's the whole entire key to it.
It's almost like this idea that it's consciousness itself doing whatever it takes to like wake itself up to this idea of like unity consciousness, because like that's what's happened. Like we've like fallen out of that awareness. Like it happened a while ago, but kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier off camera about like the Brahma and the breath and the sort of you know, the cycles and stuff. We're going through the process of like remembering our unity with the godness within ourselves, like moving from like identity to deity, and then through that process we're opening up like that stream of energy and reactivating our full potential.
It's not about worrying about extraterrestrials and who did this and who did that and blah blah blah, and getting into all the cosmic gossip, like I call it.
Cosmic gossip, yeah.
I like to call it cosmic gossip, you know.
Yeah.
And just like, you know, it's interesting, but to not work on yourself.
Yeah, you need to be practical about it.
Yeah, it's about working on yourself. Find out who you are, what's going on inside, and heal.
By the end of a long day, we arrived at our location and were greeted by Scott Love, one of the main organizers of 3DL.
Hello, my name is Scott Love. I am welcoming you to Camp Rockmont and the 3 Days of Light event. The next 3 days we have all sorts of workshops and speakers and all sorts of magic and adventure. I'm glad you're here.
3 Days of Light is just one of many projects being manifested into this reality through the hard work of a team known as Emergence Earth. Emergence Earth is a motivated network of high-spirited individuals and communities that have been building up for the past 10 years. Their goal is to help perpetuate and promote 4 fundamental pillars to create positive change: sustainable living, natural health and wellness, personal spiritual development, and community and culture. Emergence Earth has been putting together numerous successful events to date, and along with the energy they put into 3DL, they are continuing to organize further events to help create a space to bring people together to celebrate and co-create. Check out their website for more information to see what's new and learn how you too can get involved with their awesome initiatives. As things continued to roll along, it wasn't long until some of the others began to show up.
So just a little cool tidbit here. My buddy Von Halford, he's got like this rod thing, right? It's crystal. It's a what type of crystal?
It's a selenite wand.
Yeah, and it broke, but a little piece came off, and this little piece fits perfectly in my hat right there. So I think that's a good way to start off. So yeah. Good vibes.
Following some casual boat staff fun, Jordan, creator of the popular video series and website Spirit Science, arrived as well.
Someone showed up. That guy right there. There he is. So
a lot of people attending the festival are fans of Jordan's work, as it has proven to be a successful introduction to a lot of key aspects of understanding that will help people shift their paradigms in the time to come.
Through astral projection, individuals are provided with irrefutable personal evidence that we are immortal. The physical body can die, but the consciousness lives forever. It reassures us that there is a life after death.
Spirit Science has been a huge catalyst for so many people, so please, if you have not already, check out more of Jordan's work, watch it with a grain of salt, and appreciate the fact that someone has put so much energy into connecting people and helping them open up to new ideas.
Think about this. When you break light apart, you get 7 colors. These are the same 7 colors that our physical body is tethered to. What would you see if you were to look at a human through an etheric prism? Are we beings of light? Think about it.
Needless to say, Spirit Science covers a lot of topics commonly encouraged through discussion in Paradigm Shift communities and on Paradigm Shift Radio. It's a part of the conversation, but by no means is it the be-all end-all. So for those who are finding themselves curious and seeking, here's a quick umbrella list of Paradigm Shifty topics to take note of as things continue to unfold. Dreaming, lucid dreaming, meditation, astral projection, ancient esoteric knowledge, sacred geometry, Fibonacci sequence, science, quantum mechanics, non-locality, oneness, metaphysics, mysticism, energy, chakras, crystals, vibrations, cymatics, dimensions, guides, spirit guides, extraterrestrial, ultra-terrestrial entities, UFOs, crop circles, holographic reality, life, death, power of the conscious mind, power of the heart, law of attraction, world/universal issues, sustainable living, ecological awareness, nutrition, health, mainstream media, movies, symbolism, our past, our present, our future, infinity, and beyond. And again, check out ParadigmShiftCentral.com to either find or start a Paradigm Shift community in your area so that you can continue the conversation.
So since the last time we've been here, obviously more people have arrived.
As things continue to fall into place, you could really begin to see the unity that we were bringing into community.
Guys, what brought you to 3 Days of Light?
I think the energy brought us to 3 Days of Light. You know, we just started getting connected with some friends who were involved in throwing it, and they're like, we'd love to have Spirit Science Connect, and we're like, yeah, of course. How could we say no to that?
That whatever happens this weekend, that you're part of that ignition, that you're an emissary of light, and everyone that you interact with this weekend, however you do that, is going to be touched and has the opportunity to open their hearts to be fully present.
Conscious expansion, what does that mean? We're going to do work, but we're going to have fun doing it, because the real work is really going within and looking at yourself.
Right now it's all about getting together on the collective to be able to share these experiences and to grow. And yeah, if you had asked me 2 months ago when I was sitting in a rice field in Bali, you know, at the time working on the OCG project, and there it is.
Sounds like the party just got started.
Begun already. It's already
go.
happened. So yeah, so just being here and being a part of it and coming together in family, and you know, how can you not show up at something called 3 Days of Light? You know, when you can be here. So
Cool.
It's great to be here.
All right, guys. So thank you personally for being here. It's you know, this is sort of like a long time coming, us being able to physically meet.
Yeah.
So, yes, and this is many more meetings to come and many new friends to be made. So stay tuned for the continuous adventures of myself, SkullBabylon, Jordan, Phoenix, and Von Halford. Sign us out.
Bye, everyone!
So this is where my previous videos left off, and this is where the rest of the story begins.
So it's just a little bit in the afternoon right now. Me and Jay are just focusing on setting up the live stream. There's already a lot going on. I'm not really just going to rush out and film it all right now. I got to focus on the work that I came here to do. And besides, we got plenty of time to meet all the amazing people here. So don't you worry.
So beautiful.
Alright, so here I am just setting up equipment, and since I can't do this all by myself, my friend Breezy is going to help me out, so you can hold that.
Okay.
So, ask me what's going on. Like, what am I doing here? I'm like setting up equipment and stuff.
What are you doing right now?
Well, Charles is, he's going to be doing his presentation, so we're trying to live broadcast it, so it's my job to like set up my laptop and get everything working, right?
Yeah, you're doing a great job. I think so.
To reiterate, sacred geometry is a term used to explain the depiction of various shapes and proportions which are representations of both infinity and how this reality unfolds, a visual representation of the oneness that we are.
And now it's time for Charles to do his presentation with an introduction by Julian Forrest, the meditational trance guitarist.
So a journeyman is someone who's on the journey. And we're all on a journey. But a master is somebody who has completed certain aspects of his journey and is now ready to share it with other people so that they too can be on a journey. Charles Gilchrist is a master. Let's give it up for Charles.
Julian, who is good friends with Charles, uniquely expresses the fundamentals of vibrations and sacred geometry through his knowledge of music.
That's what it sounds like. There's 1/4. Inside of all of these strings, when they ring, are all the harmonics. The important thing is they're really in there the whole time. Just as no one is telling us that that's how things really work.
that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to introduce sacred geometry to people who haven't ever even heard of it before. I think we're in a renaissance here. We're in the beginning of a new renaissance. Because now we have this thing called the internet. And we have a new sharing of information. So complexity naturally evolves out of simplicity. Many people believe that this form here, this specificity, this one right here, is, they call it the womb of the universe. That's where we all start, from a single cell in our mother's womb. But when it gets to this level, 8 cells, it looks just like this. Spooky, huh? So this is the way you looked when you were about a day old. In fact, we all looked like this at one point in time when we were in our mother's womb. If that doesn't connect sacred geometry to everybody in this room, I don't know what would. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find what's known as the perennial philosophy, which is the truth that comes through all the various voices from all the greatest pundits of all time. What's consistent? What is consistent about it, you know? That is one of the things that I'm trying to bring to people, is to realize that the immense power that we have as this gigantic evolutionary growth in consciousness together, united all over the world. The major thing that's happening in this shift in the paradigm that we're experiencing, this expansion of consciousness, is that we are all moving towards a holistic view of the universe, huh? We're all sensing the oneness of everything.
Yeah.
And the, you know, namaste, the part in me which is oneness, the part of me which is spirit, recognizes the part of you which is oneness and which is spirit. So I greet you all, namaste. Namaste to everybody. We are one.
So let me just bring you up to speed. Today, I've just been super busy running around and haven't really had too much time to film stuff, but right now I'm just heading towards the Emergence Earth stage, and they're doing a little bit of a, I guess you could call it kind of an opening ceremony or something, so we'll see when we get there. But fortunately, I believe I already have a camera feed there from our good friend Brianna, who is helping me be an extra hand in this and help me document the process. Looks like we got a giant circle going on.
Just out of curiosity, on a show of hands, how many people in this circle are actually from Asheville? Okay, how many people in this circle are not from Asheville? Ladies and gentlemen, this is an international family.
Yeah, so famous.
All take a really deep breath together in our awareness of where we are right now. What I'd like to do is everyone just see this beautiful space in front of us and think in our hearts of one thing that's most important to us that we can bring into this world and create a brand new existence for ourselves with.
Yeah, Billy.
Open-mindedness, mind expansion, intention, forgiveness, equanimity,
Alignment. Diversity. Blah, 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 blah. Yep.
spirit,
Love.
Warmth.
Woohoo! Unity! Unity!
Endless adventure!
Endless adventure! Create! Create! Heart expansion!
Heart expansion!
Transformation! Transformation! Release!
Release!
Unity!
Unity!
Outer space!
Outer space!
Personal revelation!
Personal revelation!
Embracing the absurd!
Embracing the absurd!
We're taking into this circle the world we want to create. Now what we're going to do is we're really going to hold that in all of our hearts. And we're going to step across this line on the count of 3. And then once on the other line, we're going to celebrate. Once we celebrate and raise that vibration up with our open hearts, I'm going to pass the mic to Jordan and Ray, where they're going to say hello once you're inside. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's step across that line and create this world together. Are you guys ready? No, are you really ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
And now that we're in the circle, we get to ask ourselves, what does it feel like? Because when we were outside, we were just looking at it. And we were like, okay, well, this is what it looks like, maybe sounds like. We're expressing it through our throats. And now we're going to take that into our hearts. And take it a little bit lower. And take it between each other as well. And so physical contact is so incredibly important to getting in tune, not just with yourself, but with each other. And if we are all one family, then we should be able to hug each other, truly hug each other, and have such a powerful connection and really open up.
Well, it seems everybody's already on it, but all right, take it away.
Wow. All right, so it doesn't look like I've got all that much work to do here.
So it begins.
It's gonna be a love circle soon.
So my role in all this is to try and tell a story, to try and capture part of the experience that's happening here in order to put something together that we can share with mainstream culture. And something that's structured in such a way so that they won't just think that we're a bunch of new age hippies, so to speak. Because we're much, much more than that.
are going to go crazy once this hits the internet.
I am magic, and so are you. Well, the day has officially turned into night once again. And as much as I enjoy sitting here holding my camera, if you excuse me, I'm going to take a little SkullBabylon time to myself. So I'll be around, don't you worry. Welcome to the second day of 3 Days of Light. I am your tour/host, SkullBabylon, and what's up for today? Well, lots of stuff. We'll be doing some more live streaming, and hopefully I won't be too pinned down with that, meaning I'll be able to go around and get some additional coverage. But already, meeting some new friends. There's some of them there. Aaron, Eddie, Jericho, Mr. Von Halford. What's up, man? SkullBabylon reporting from the future, live at 3DL, documenting the ongoing process of the ever-expanding shift in consciousness. Where's Rihanna?
I'm a vampire, took video.
There we go. Now you can wave.
Hey, check out the UFO.
Oh, wow. Is that what those are? Those are UFO clouds? Is that what you're saying? Like 100% UFO clouds? They're pretty funny looking. Yeah. Yeah, that's what UFOs do. They disguise themselves as clouds. If I were a UFO, I'd disguise myself as a cloud. Or an airplane.
As we continue to go more and more mainstream, because that's your work. Your work, whether or not you know it, is to spread your truth and to spread and help all of mankind open consciously. That's why you're here. It's a pretty exciting job. You have to walk your walk and talk your talk. You have to be authentic in everything you do and say.
Let's be honest, you can't have a good consciousness-raising festival unless you got some good consciousness-raising food, right?
At 3DL, we've been serving like vegetarian and mostly vegan food, and as much organic as we can get. We've been supporting local organic farmers and distributors so we could have good, healthy food for everybody. We're making sure people eat real life so they can be into their meditation, yoga classes, not being all weighed down, but at the same time, warm for the nice chilly nights. 3DL, man, happening.
A big part of what made 3DL possible was thanks to the incredibly amazing work by all the volunteers involved, notably those who work diligently in the kitchen to keep us all healthy and happy with their delicious food. A big shout out to Nate of Krishna Kitchen, who contributed so much to make it all possible. They've been doing amazing work all over the world since 1965. A huge thank you to them, not only for what they do, but for what they represent. With my stomach satisfied, me and the gang made our way up to the Spirit Science Theater to meet up with Jordan.
This is reflected in the psychic nature of those who, in meditation, dive into the void of consciousness, and those also who reach a state of Godhead awareness that includes all life in unity and love.
The one is all, and the all is one. In the torus, the point of singularity, whatever consciousness is present, is the purest representation of the whole.
Saturday morning here at Camp Rockmont for 3 Days of Light. Beyond this door over here, we're watching the Spirit Science Theater, we have the Spirit Science Theater. We actually have our own little studio with a projector and all this stuff, and we're premiering the new episode, Spirit Science 21, which is all about the torus. That's really the most interesting thing. I mean, the torus is kind of the self-organizing system that can facilitate rapid healing when you really understand it, because it channels all of your energy into your heart and then out again and all around. The heart is kind of the center of everything, not just your being. The center of the earth is the same vibration of the heart, the center of the sun, the center of the galaxy, the center of the universe, giant toroidal expansion of energy. It all comes together here. So from going into your heart, you can really tune into yourself on a much deeper level than you ever have before. And understanding this geometry will just help the left brain kind of grasp what it is that we're trying to kind of get across. Because it really is a feeling. You know, video can only do so much, but if you really kind of get into yourself, you totally get it.
So a lot of people who might be watching these videos, maybe following this story, may be wondering, what is this all about? But if you're already watching, you probably got a decent idea. But if I had to explain this to someone who wasn't interested in this stuff and had never heard of any of these topics and just stumbled across these videos, what would I tell them? Well, I think what we're doing here is something that began a long time ago. The simple way I sort of look at it is that we're remembering that we have an inherent connection to the nature, the reality around us. And it's something that we sort of fell out of. But I think when you understand that a lot of what we're doing isn't so much an idea of trying to learn all these new things. It's not like we're trying to read a textbook for the first time. It's rather like we're opening up a journal that we wrote for ourselves a long time ago so that we could remember what it is that we're actually doing here. And in that sense, a big part of it is kind of like this whole thing about us being multidimensional beings. When you open up this idea of multidimensional reality, you realize that we only live forever. A lot of people talk about YOLO. I like to talk about Wolf. We only live forever. So long story short, we as consciousness, not just me, are doing whatever it takes to awaken itself with fractals, reflections, mirrors upon other mirrors. You get that, you get the picture. It's not that complicated.
And so it is.
So we're on our way to the main stage, the open field, to do a light body activation called the Merkaba method. Merkaba is represented by the star tetrahedron, two three-dimensional pyramid shapes, triangular shapes, one on top of the other that forms a six-pointed star. And when it spins and turns, it creates a high vibrational resonance field within and all around.
And that's something that each of us have, right?
Absolutely. We all have it inherently as part of our being. And everything does, actually.
What we're about to do is just a little taste. So I call this the taste of Merkaba, or the mini Merkaba light body experience. Who here knows what a light body is? Raise your hand. Or think you know what a light body is. Good. All right. Who here has experienced their light body activation process? Okay. So give me some words, just one word if you had to describe what it was for you. Just shout it out. What was your light body experience? What's the one? Infinite, transcendental, weightlessness, love, vibration.
Made up of three different words. Mer, which translates into energy or light. Ka, which is the heart, also the place of our spirit, and Ba, which is the body. So it's a union of the three parts of energy or life: your soul, your spirit, your heart space, and your physical form. It is about connecting your physical experience with your higher self, or your soul, or your spirit, that which is connected to all that is, while you're connected to this that is. And then what happens is it spins. The idea is that when we get the vibration going fast enough through our breath, through our ability to create chi through breathing. Now, everybody has a unique and different experience because everybody is unique and different in terms of the expression. Take a deep breath, close your eyes. And as you inhale, allow the words, the vibrations of what it was said to just fall wherever they may fall, and then release what doesn't resonate, what stands in contrast of a previous knowing, perhaps. And just say, this is just another way to connect. Inhale again, and exhale out. So we're drawing in good chi, all new chi, all from all around us, from above, from below, and then exhaling and releasing it all, creating an intention for release. So that is our main intention, is to release all energy. So we want to build it up, but it's like stoking a fire. When you also get to that higher state, focus on the exhale, not the inhale. And again, honor yourself. In. Breathe it out. In. Good. Out.
So just a quick note from my own perspective. Breathwork is key, and meditating with a group always creates additional energy. But to presume that one can reach enlightenment in a 45-minute breath class is naive. The purpose of this exercise is to garner an experience that in reality is just the tip of the iceberg. Like anything, it takes proper practice and patience.
In.
Not only do you physically feel energy, like you actually have experiences, you know. You won't always have one, because I didn't really have one the first time I did it, but this time in particular, it was amazing. My eyes were shut the whole time, and I was seeing very vivid colors, and they were colors of the chakra. They weren't like random colors like burgundy or something, you know. And as my eyes were shut, I could see almost like little blotches, it looked like, in my eyelids, and what I was assuming that was like the energy signatures of everyone.
Out. In. Out. In.
The coolest thing that I get to experience is my own energy, always, and because recognizing like really that we are infinite in the truest form, like we are so much more than our limits, and it's incredible. You're unfolding, we all are, and I love you.
In, out, in, out. Letting go of everything you think you know.
So I'm not really sure if you can see it in my eyes right now, but I mean, just from that sort of takes you to a higher place. It gives you a chance to connect with your higher self, with your higher elf. So definitely something to recommend. Daniel, what was that experience for you like?
Oh my God, I've done breath work before, but this was on a totally different level for me, and I literally saw my Merkaba, and it's, I don't know, I was speechless.
Yeah.
Just, you had to repeat it.
So yeah, like a lot of things this weekend, we'll capture it on camera, but the experience itself is very visceral and something that has to be experienced for yourself. So start off with meditation, continue meditating, continue working with your breath, and be consistent with it. Consistency is the key. So
I used to see that when I was a kid and stuff. It was like
just taking this in.
A valid question. Is this heaven on earth? You know what? It is what we make it. And if this is our heaven, then let it be.
This is SkullBabylon. Receiving this energy. Come here, man.
Oh, okay.
Everyone.
Sorry.
You gotta take this.
We got this. We got this.
We got this.
All this, let it be an example of the fact that you're not alone. You're not crazy. You might be interested in this stuff, and there's a good reason that you are. It's because you're a part of reality. Of course you're going to be interested in this stuff. You can only be distracted by TV and mainstream media for so long, right? Eventually, you thrive for something more. You want to be able to taste the real mysteries behind this reality. And they're there. Take my word for it. But better yet, find out for yourself. Create your own journey. There's plenty of adventure to be had. Man, I'm here for you in the same way that you're here for me. It's that infinite loop.
That never ends. Pocahontas taught us that. You know what I'm saying?
It's all infinite.
Yeah.
All of it. It's all infinite.
Everything.
Gnome style.
That was just incarnated last night.
Yeah, it came to us. It's gnome style.
That's how it starts. Gnome style.
Do it, gnome style.
No gnome left behind. Shaman style.
Following further play and celebration, it was time for us to go to work. That night, we did a special live video broadcast of Paradigm Shift Radio to practice sharing our voice with the masses.
Because what we really want to do is, and what my intention is to save the world, essentially. We want to stop things like pollution and of our bodies, of our waters, of our land, food too. So we have all these aspects that we have to think about first. And that's what we're trying to do, is we're going to try and create that kind of energy that becomes a creative energy that transforms into something that's bigger than us. And we want to work together in that way. And so that's why we need to make these connections, build these kinds of festivals, retreats, and have these meetups, so that we can meet each other face to face, interact, and speak truth in order to find what truth is and what we're going to take to the next level.
Like a think tank, you know?
Yeah,
exactly. And that intention with the attention to unite this family on earth with hugs and touch and eye gazing
I feel like the more I work at it, the more you work at it, the more any of you work at it to, you know, tell anyone, even someone who's just a complete skeptic. I feel like having that little bit of awareness, even in that person's mind, can change them. Because, like, you grow up with hearing all these things that society is telling you is superstitious and far-fetched, and then you grow up to realize, like, wait, what's not that far-fetched? It's not that superstitious because it actually makes sense, right?
When I sort of think about, like, what's the kicker here? What's the big thing? What's that, like, really potent message that we're trying to get across? And for me, it comes back to this idea, and we've already sort of got it wrapped in our heads, right? But for a lot of other people, it's brand new. This idea of being, like, multi-dimensional beings. And what does that even mean? And what does that entail? And what, like, potential does that create within ourselves, within our own lives?
But what we can discuss here, what we can learn from each other, is ways to bring other people to the table. And talking to you, whoever's out there listening to us, you're a part of that. Like, how do we bring people to the table? Because you are the eager listeners, but now you are also the emitters, the teachers, the people who are putting out and amplifying this signal and the vibrations that we're sending here right now.
What we're actually doing and then what we're creating. And I think it's a lot more fun to talk about what we're creating rather than what we're not doing, which is being a hippie. But it's part of it because it's Fibonacci. You're continually adding the previous thing to the next. So we're mixing our awesome technology with our ability to have fun and our inspiration for light, love, and happiness, and our will to create something beautiful. And we're putting it all together, and we're coming together in a big, amazing kind of space, and we're just going to see what happens.
And what's the next phase? What are we going to create after this moment? After we've taken all the energy we have from this collective entity that we've all manifested here in this moment, at this festival, and how are we going to disperse the energy worldwide, each of us with the knowledge that we've been endowed with, that we've contributed and that we've taken in.
But I want to talk mostly about, like, my spiritual awakening that revolved around this eye gazing that I experienced with somebody who was just like walking around. They were super awake and they were just like spitting hot fiery truth everywhere, and people were just like, whoa, okay, that's a little too much. But like something resonated with me. Like as soon as I saw this person, I knew I had to talk to them, and we synchronistically like ran into each other, so of course it was meant to be. And we got into a deep conversation, and when we locked eyes at one point during the conversation, no words were exchanged, but we were able to understand like that we were talking about change and influence, and like pictures ran through our heads, and we were able to see that we're the ones that we've been waiting for, that we're the ones that are here to really wake people up, and that's through the intention of gazing and transferring that thought of, I trust you.
Whoa.
Keep it going.
No, that may be our internet too.
Yeah.
We'll know in a second.
That guy just
Is your laptop plugged in?
Yeah, like did someone just do that? Do they know we're in here? Or was that like
Okay, here's what I'm getting out of it. We're at a festival. Let's go experience it.
Yeah, no, that was bound to happen eventually, so. Alright, well this one's still recording, so for the sake of this documentation, thanks guys for doing this, and let's just go, oh, watch that tripod.
Too late for that.
So sorry. It's alright.
That was me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's get our lights on. But yeah, anyways, there you go guys, so. That's a little bit of reality for you right there.
You can do this, I believe in you.
Where are we going?
We're going up, we're following the path.
Are we following our dreams?
Yeah, we are. Is this a dream?
This is a dream come true, right? Yeah. And that's because just over this hill is going to be like a huge bonfire with a drum circle. And this whole idea of what it means to be a tribe. So this is going to be some real good old-fashioned celebration.
need the moon to come out, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Coming out now, but
Maybe if we howl enough, the moon will come out. Hey?
right.
There it is.
I was actually trying to make
It came out. Keep summoning it. Nice. It opened up a little pocket for it.
We need a big win.
Sweet. Well, we did it. Yeah. That was awesome. So we actually did that. We just like summoned the moon by howling. I mean, look at it. It's like super cloudy, and then this little like hole opens up just for the moon.
Can you explain why that happened?
I don't know. Can you explain why that happened?
Maybe a longing, a desire, and it happened? We created a big wind.
That's great.
So they're forming a community right now, and they're enjoying each other's company, right?
That natural magnetic pull between all of us, right? See, I think when people talk about what's like 2012 about, like I think it is and has been and will continue to be like about coming together, about like building the tribe.
Right.
Like that's the thing. Like so many of us here, like we spent our lives like apart from each other, and now like we find each other again. We're still like reconnecting all the time. Yeah, we're gathering. So that's
And then we're gonna expand.
Yeah. It's inevitable.
It's the rhythm, it's the cycle.
That's right. We're the cycle. What brought me here was the desire to tell a story. Not that that's the first and foremost thing, but that's definitely part of the reason why I'm here. As a journalist, I want to be able to document what happens here, to be able to share it with the mainstream culture.
Just the love that came from seeing everybody of like minds coming together and communing with each other, and empowering each other, uplifting each other, teaching each other, humbling oneself, and it's just been a real positive experience, and I never experienced anything like it before.
It is about you, about getting clear, opening up the channels of information within you, allowing you to work with the energies that are here to support you in getting clear.
It's been a really great experience. I've met a lot of amazing people. I've heard a lot of really great keynote speakers. Charles Gilchrist is really freaking amazing. And we got to hang out with him too, outside of the speech, and he just dropped a lot of knowledge.
Because it's like something innate that's already like
It's innate.
universal.
It's innate. It's universal. So nobody invented it. It was there before.
Yeah.
God invented it. God mind. It's to me, you can't get into zero. You can't know God, but you can know the first principles of the universe, because they're actually vibrational. They're reality. And so those principles, as far as I'm concerned, is as close to God as we can actually get. in a direct way. You know, I find a very strong possibility of a Gnostic experience happening in the process of creating mandalas based on sacred geometry.
This is what Vaughn drew today.
Yeah.
Gonna put it on the fridge.
I will. I always put it on the fridge.
I can tell it's something that's definitely going to lead me towards more in my life, as well as, you know, a greater appreciation for art and, you know, the way things work in general. It's all connected. Earth, art, life, music, you know, and I feel like having an understanding of sacred geometry helps you have a grasp on that.
This is one of those moments in history that will be remembered forever.
Remember this moment.
Because we're a youth in movement. So we're not a youth movement, we're youth in movement.
We're in movement?
Yes.
We're not broadcasting
Yes. We're doing action.
Yeah, I think the young people, you know, are many of them are totally, you know, charging forward with it and casting off a lot of stuff. It's kind of reminiscent, like the woman was saying, of kind of flashback to the late 60s.
So many people wish they lived in the 60s, and I'm telling them it's just beginning. It's just getting started. We knocked on the door, but people now are really going to come through it, and you know, it's just all beautiful. It's
I came because it seemed to be like a festival for the new beginning versus the whole thing like the Mayan calendar and the world's coming to an end. It feels much more like the world's just started.
What do you do with this? How do we take this message out and spread it bigger? For me, I think we have to carry a lot of this with us when we go back, and when we absorb this much energy and we begin to vibrate at this kind of frequency, it's important that we don't lower that frequency when we go out, that we actually vibrate at such an intense rate that everyone around us begins to sort of buzz in that vibration.
Breathe it into the heart. Open up the chest. Exhale out and send it wherever it needs to go.
Our attitudes are all in the right place, and our consciousness is heading in the right place, and this weekend tells me that that shift is really very, very palpable.
I've really just come to terms with everything that's going on in my life, and I've experienced things here that I knew existed, but I never saw it with my own eyes. And I'm not even talking about like just seeing with your eyes. I'm talking about seeing as in feeling, and where, you know, the realm of physical matter disappears, and you are literally viewing, you know, something beyond that.
From everywhere in the nation, I've connected with these people that are me and that I've known for eons. And it's awesome. It's all of us. And that's why we recognize each other when we see glimmers of each other in the internet world. And I'm so grateful that I got to know. So I get to take back with me this higher knowing of like, I'm okay. And I have a community. And they are everywhere. We're everywhere. And that's what makes us so awesome.
What brought you here, and what are you going to take back from this experience?
Hugs. I'm going to take hugs home to everyone. Everyone needs a good hard hug. Whether they know it or not, they're going to get them.
Yeah, that's right. There are lots of hugs here this weekend.
Oh, man.
So many
More
hugs.
hugs yesterday than any single day of my entire life. Same here. Maybe my whole life put together. There was more hugs yesterday.
I really got like a lot out of the Zen meditation, knowing that everything that you're looking for is already there. You just didn't maybe realize it or appreciate it. So knowing that is really comforting. That's my favorite part.
Oh! Didn't know exactly what to expect in this place. I just knew that it was going to be good for me, and it was a lot more than I expected. It opened me up so much. I feel just a lot of love, like the hugs too. Hugs here are so rewarding. The energy here is awesome. It's been affirmed to me is that we're all bringing all these talents and skills together, and like no one's above anyone else. We all contribute the same thing to this tribe. Just because someone gives a workshop or performs, they're not like above you. They're just like showing you what they offer to the world, and that's what's beautiful about this. That's my thing.
Vibration coming straight at you. Good vibration, yeah. And we are just one.
makes us feel good and we see you living the truth for what really needs to get done. It's fun to watch it, because I believe in eternity, so I'm not worried about age. It doesn't bother me a bit, you know.
Yeah. Well, what? Okay, can I ask you? What's your favorite part about this? Are you having fun?
Well, I like to climb this tree.
You like to climb that tree?
Yeah, I like to swing on that. Sometimes it makes me dizzy.
What do you think about being in the mountains?
Well, I like the really beautiful views.
Beautiful views.
You guys practice some meditation, I hear? Is that fun for you?
Not for me.
He practices it all the time. Yes, deep breathing, right? We take a nice deep breath, we relax, because we're a little hyper. His new name is Sonic, so that says a lot about his energy level. So meditation is definitely important.
Cool. And what does it mean to be able to bring your son to an event like this?
We've done events like this about 3 or 4 this summer, and this has been a new thing for us. So developing friendships and family like we haven't before.
What do you like?
What do I like about being here? I like the fact that that young children such as yourself get a chance to interact with a community of a lot of progressive people. So I mean, I think the fact that there's the full age range of people here, children to elderly, and that's a huge part. There's no segregation in what's happening here. Everybody's welcome. This is like one big family, so, and it feels like one big family. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
It's important for me to bring my daughter because she's at an age where she's understanding, she's going into the mental body more, and she's learning the importance of sacred geometry and meditation, connection, and spirituality. Also academic, there is a lot of academic here that people don't acknowledge. Sacred geometry is filled with math and geometry.
I'm investing in the power of the people right now, and that's all I'm calling upon. Because while I have these feelings, and I know you have these feelings too, and we're the only ones that are going to be able to do it, so we have to rely on each other and support each other, and keep confidence and trust. Practice real trust and responsibility, and just keep that consciousness aware of each person around you. It's really hard. You might have to be ADD to actually be able to do it. But you have to be like watching everybody, making sure, is everybody okay? Are they in a safe place? And how can I help at all? Keep an awareness of your 10-foot radius. Like 10-foot radius.
The more people who understand this whole idea that we're more than our physical bodies and that thoughts create and that there is no spoon, the more efficiently we'll be able to create a better world for everyone. But it starts within yourself, starts with the people around you. So love those closest to you, and do it without hesitation. Be the love. Be the love that you want to see in the world. Brianna, long-range peace sign. Peace. Peace, peace. Okay, got it. Hey. You're not in there?
No.
Why?
Inhale. Exhale. Good. Just taking our time. Inhale. Just warming up the body. Exhale. Inhale.
It's like a Naruto or something. You found a stick.
I found the stick in the woods. It was under some leaves. I was hugging some trees.
What are the odds? A few years back, people talked about the idea of 2012 and what might be happening and what it might look like. Well, this is what it looks like. Community, people, coming together, returning to that space of unity and truly understanding that we are not alone, and in fact, each one of us is a reflection of the whole. And to be able to look into another person's eyes and see the universe, see yourself within them, that's a truly beautiful thing. And I think that gives us courage. It gives us the strength to be compassionate, to know that wherever we may go, we're exactly where we need to be. And there's no such thing as mistakes. There's only lessons. So with every lesson that we learn, we move closer to becoming our authentic self. And as we move into that heart space of being our authentic self, I think that's the moment when we really realize that this is why we came here. This is why we're in this reality. This is why we chose to be here. And needless to say, the story is far from over. Because in truth, it never ends. This is much bigger than us. But each one of us has the potential to add to the equation, to add to the beauty, to add to the story. And I think that's what you need to do. You need to ask yourself, what are you going to do to add to this story? Whose lives are you going to change? This is evolution. Evolution on a personal level. This is about moving back into the heart and reconnecting with who we really are. Divine beings of light. It's really not that complicated, but it truly is magical. Always and forever.
Three Days of Light is an event that will live on as a moment in history. More than just a memory, it's a monument to the fact that there are so many of us out there. Call us seekers, light workers, warriors, or give us no label at all. We're people, human beings, doing what we do in this experience we call life. So with the festival coming to a close, it was time to say farewell to so many of the wonderful people who I had met along this journey.
Hi.
I don't want to regret anything.
Yeah, true. Your heart's beating pretty loud.
Now, before this story ends, there's one more piece of magic to share.
Okay, so this is SkullBabylon Go Shopping. So
we try to look for clothes that help people. It's a fuller expression of self.
yeah.
So what do you want to express about yourself?
Clothes and jewelries and the things that we wear are like an extension of our soul, and like an external like representation of the like self we see in ourselves, our identity.
Yeah.
I think let's start looking. So first person shopping. Whoa. Let me think here.
Oh, actually, so Jade made this. This is the Jedi,
Oh,
the Jedi
whoa.
jacket.
That might be it right there.
Yeah, Jade made Jedi jacket.
What?
At the back.
This is that's pretty perfect.
Right?
I mean, are there other Jedi jackets though, is my question.
There are other Jedi jackets out in the universe at large.
Right.
This is the only one
that's left for me. Alright. So yeah. Officially got my Jedi attire on now, so yeah, look how sweet that is. Seriously, I'm like, wow. Perfect, right?
Obviously, me synchronistically finding that shirt was just setting the scene. This is what I wanted to show you. First, flashback 1 week prior to 3DL to a conversation on Paradigm Shift Radio between Charles Jameson and I.
Who knows what will happen? Who knows?
Oh,
exactly.
I'm just gonna. I'll say this now, and like a big part of me, like through all this documentation, like I'm just saying, if UFOs show up, I'm just, like we'll have our cameras ready, and then we'll just go with the flow, right? But with
yeah,
that,
I think they're
like,
waiting on us right now. That's the good thing.
with the amount of energy, I mean, like, where else is 3 days of light happening? If I was a quasi-dimensional entity or something, like, I think I would be, I'd be interested in seeing what's going to be happening at 3 days of light. So we may, we may have some extra visitors there. So
I already think we do. We already have We already have a bunch of extra. I think we already lit up the. When this thing happens, it's really going to light up the cosmic pinball, you know. And the entities up there in the aethers are going to be looking down at North Carolina, and they're going to say, "Hey, what the heck is going on down there? Look at all that light! Look at all that light! We better go down there and check that out."
Yeah, exactly.
They'll be there, I'm sure.
Without the intention to do so, the following footage of me just having fun appears to capture numerous anomalies. Now, I'm not telling you to believe anything. All I encourage is that you think for yourself. Yes, perhaps some of these anomalies are light refractions, but the alternative theory is that what appears here on camera may very well be quasi-dimensional entities, so to speak. In theory, these may be the same objects commonly recognized as orbs in photographs. Each of these orbs can be thought of as an individual light-body vehicle, a Merkaba, upon which a separate entity exists within. The interesting part is that this was not the first time I accidentally caught them on film. Simply call them spirit if you wish. They are just another expression of the all that is. These are beginning to show up more and more, and people are beginning to see them with their own eyes. Why? My best guess is because the veil between realities is becoming thinner.
This is quickly agreed upon that Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back is quite easily, the first out of them, just because of Yoda. Because of Yoda. Like, the whole introduction of Yoda is, you can't have Star Wars without Yoda.
Right? Luminous beings we are, not this crude matter.
Yeah.
It's one of the most profound lines ever said.
Yeah, really. Yoda's one of those ascended masters we keep talking about. Well, yeah, he's just another teacher, right? So, very cool, very cool. We're gonna watch Star Wars again. So yeah, this isn't just my Jedi shirt, this is like my Light Warrior shirt. Light Warrior Brigade. There you go. Wow, I'm so happy about this shirt. It just like makes this entire trip worth it.
It makes me so happy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come in and hug you on it.
Thanks for making it.
Oh my God, thanks for rocking it.
Yeah, I'll rock it. Oh, I'll rock it,
Yeah.
right? Rock it right into the future. SkullBabylon, coming your way. Watch out, reality.
So, what this entails, all of this, is a discussion that we must continue, and one that is welcomed in Paradigm Shift communities and on Paradigm Shift Radio. We are continuously redefining our place within this reality, and our potential within it. It's nothing to be scared of, but it's everything to be embraced. And so I ask you kindly to open your eyes and reclaim your prize. Alright, so here I am. Just got dropped off at the Detroit bus station by Jay, and I'm just waiting for my bus, but I'm hanging out inside the arcade. I sort of made this into my own little base since I have to wait a few hours until my bus comes here. But just as a wrap up, a lot happened over the last 3 days, and a lot of it wasn't on film. And I have a lot to sort of meditate on, to most definitely meditate on. There's a truth within myself that I need to seek. And within that truth, there's a reflection as to not only who I will be, but what Paradigm Shift has the potential to become. Though I am not Paradigm Shift, I understand that I am a big influence on which direction it can go in. But as much as it is mine, it is equally yours, because no one can own an idea. So to all the friends who I met over the last few days, there's just not too much I really need to say. You know that I love you. So, all said and done, das vidanya. Until we meet again, my friends.
Oh, and one more thing, just to finish this off.
Who's there? Who's there? Hello. Oh, I'm back. Good boy.
Rider through golden patience. My nomenclature's of the coldest nature. From theta to alpha by way of mitochondrial data. Visions and precisions with the course of my eye by way of visualized stimuli. Thine eyes have showed a new road. It has bestowed upon me. Sinister ministers, puppet the fate sisters. We know they run this shit as if it's a decathlon. Damn to this world forever being born in Babylon. What a veil, blow a sail, live the life the child fails. Let him kiss the veil of the ancestral.
I like shove this in my brain.
Just push it in there, Brianna.
Oh, it's blasting away.
Like, come on.
Power up.
Actually, I can feel when I touch crystals. I get images in my head.